Hello everyone, this is Fernando for the latest Mysteries and Oddities Encounters video. I thought I would mix this one in here while I'm continuing with your Mysteries and Disappearances suggestions. Please keep them coming as I'm going to do a few more of these throughout the coming week. This one has to do with a reddit.com entry from the subreddit called The Truth Is Here, which is another one of my favorites because it showcases a strange set of happenings throughout the world, strange encounters, in other words, that people have. And this one is truly mystifying. But I do have my own two similar type of experiences related to this. Both of them, though, happened on ghost hunts, and I'll share that just in a little bit. But it comes from a user by the Need to Ask, and they titled theirs as Saw Another Flash of Light on My Living Room Wall. So let's go ahead and let's share this entry here. Let me know what you guys and gals think. See if any of yourselves have had any similar experiences. So here's what they state. TLDR, saw a flash of light on my wall again. I've tried to debunk it, but it happens day and night, and my husband has seen it too. Sorry I made this so long, just freaked out a little. And then here's the full entry. It's been a while. I was laying on my couch watching a video when I saw it out of the corner of my eye. It was just a quick flash of light that was maybe 5 to 6 inches in circumference, diffuse light that swept a few inches along the wall and then just disappeared. It's the same wall that I'd seen 2 long strips of bright white light appear briefly a few years ago. That wall is along the front of my house. There are no windows there. It's where the bedrooms are and all the doors are kept closed. The back of the house is basically a bank of windows. It's a small house, so living room, dining area, and kitchen, along with closed curtains, but a bay window, so a few inches of exposed window is there. There's nothing behind our house, and our neighborhood is built on an oil field of flat land. You cannot see anything except a 2-story house behind us, but it sits right where there's no windows, and we're on a quarter of an acre. So yes, it's a bright sunny day today, but how did a diffused patch of light land on our wall? We've lived here 6 years now, so why doesn't it happen regularly? The only thing I've ever seen are birds and the occasional plane. When we first moved in, I sat in the bedroom and watched as a small spot moved across the top of the wall and then disappeared. Something outside that had to have been moving at that slow pace to cause that, but also I have a room darkening curtains in there, and there's no light coming through the top like that. Now, we did have a bird feeder that has been taken down for cleaning. That's the only thing out there that might be reflecting light. It's been a while since we've seen any of this, but we have 2 walls where we've seen flashes of light. They happen in the daytime and late at night. It's always super brief, and either bright white or a patch of diffuse light comes through. If anybody has any ideas, I'm open. Edit. Okay, well, my husband just woke up, so I mentioned it to him, and he said he's been seeing it too. He said it was recently. We'd both fallen asleep on the couch, and he woke up and saw a prism on that same wall. Actually, he said a few sun-shaped patches of light and then said it was a prism, so I guess it went round and round. Now, we do have a back door with panes of glass covered with that light, filtering stuff that makes prisms, but only one is exposed because we put up a small curtain to block out most of the light. So that one small pane is getting light in, but we have a roof over our patio, so it's shaded and physically impossible for sunlight to hit it directly, especially at the angle he saw. He said it hit mid-wall. He said he lifted his arm to intersect the light, but it did nothing. And of course, since we lived there as long as we have, we should be seeing this regularly if it's just sunlight. And then that's it. That's everything from the user Need to Ask. So let's talk about that here. Interesting stuff, right? Here you have a situation where apparently there's strange prisms of light randomly appearing on a set wall. And the user went through painstakingly detail to showcase how nothing could be impacting it. So in other words, there's another house, but it's behind the wall. There's nothing in front of the area. In fact, the whole room itself has no windows. And then it could have been something involving a bird feeder, but even that was taken down. And then on top of that, even the curtains or anywhere else, some of the other rooms have windows they all, for the majority, have, as they described, sun blocking curtains on them. So there's nothing that could go through there as well. Even at one point, the spouse put up his hand to see if there could be something breaking through. Like, in other words, his hand could be blocking the light, which in turn would cause the light on the wall to disappear or go in patches and so on. Nothing was impacting. It's almost like the light appeared mystically out of thin air on that wall itself and then traveled through parts of the wall. They described it as being about 5 to 6 inches in circumference. It was a bright light. It happens during the day and at night as well. And then there they are, mystified as to what it could be. It is kind of cool, but kind of creepy when you think about it, because what is this light doing? Like, it's almost like a sentient light. Like, it's there, it pops up, and it moves physically across the wall. That's kind of creepy on my end, because you never know when it's going to happen again, and the user definitely doesn't have any more information on it, so they don't know when it's going to happen. And they've lived here, as they said, 6 years now, and it started right at the beginning when they first moved in, and again just happens periodically. Creepy stuff. Now, I mentioned, and I was looking at the comments too, somebody mentioned that it was glitch in the matrix. Could be, or it could be some other thing. I have encountered 2 lights coming out of thin air, both of them involving ghost hunts, no less. The first one was over at the Yorktown Hospital, which is located in Yorktown, which is somewhere near San Antonio. While I was there in the infamous haunted basement by myself as well, I was with the group, but at one point I was just ghost hunting by myself, solo down there. I asked whatever was there to make a sign, to make their presence known. And as that happened, there was a single spark of light that slowly went up. This is in the middle of the basement. Me, just by myself, completely dark in there except for the flash associated with my camera lighting up the room. And this was not like a single flash. This was like I turned my flashlight on, and I saw this spark appear out of thin air, wiggle up into the air, and then it exploded like a little mini, very tiny firework. I was so enamored by it. Like, it was just so amazing to see that happen right out of thin air. No chance it was anything involving reflections, because there were no lights on. If you ever go to the Yorktown Hospital, they have no electricity. So it is 100% dark except for whatever you bring with you. And then there's no windows, there's nothing that could reflect things, because this is the basement. So this is absolutely just 4 walls. And yet I saw something in that pitch black darkness. My camera, the flashlight captured it. It showcased that something was popping up out of thin air, and then it went off like a firework. Very cool stuff. The next one was over at Fort Concho, which was actually earlier this year. Fort Concho in San Angelo, Texas. I was doing another ghost hunt there with the group. And at one point, we were there on the first floor. I guess you could call it a parlor, a little mini, I guess, area that is not really a dining room, but could be someplace where, and back then, people would drink and so on. Anyways, we were there, and it was dark. It was at night. All the lights were off, and we were doing the EVP session. I was recording it, and then that's when I saw this, what you're looking at. There was a single bluish light that appeared right out of thin air. I did capture it with my video, with my camera. You're going to see it later on, in fact, whenever I start posting the shorts associated with this investigation. But yeah, I captured it. I captured it just like that. It was dark, and then all of a sudden there was this mini blue light. So reading this user experience, I believe them. I absolutely believe them, because I've seen it happen twice now. But let me know what you guys and gals think. Have y'all had any encounters associated like that as well? All right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care.